Where are you going, little friend? Hello, friends, and welcome to Wooveboxing. Today we're going to talk about the sampler on the Woovebox. Yes, I know, Woovebox, you're very excited to get started, but please hold just a couple more minutes. As I was saying, today we are going to look at the sampler, and to do that, we're going to use the trusty circuit tracks. We're going to sample a small kit into the Woovebox, and we're also going to set up one of those kits as a melodic part so you can play it pitched. The first thing we need to do is make sure these cables are long enough so none of my other stuff falls off the table. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to pick a song. Let's go with song 5. To access the sampler, you hold down the encoder and press the sampler button. If you hit the sampler button again, you're now in the resampler, and you hit it again to go back to the sampler. You're now looking at the different kits. You can see mine are not lit up, and that is because I don't have anything in here. But if you did and wanted to start from scratch, you can initialize one of these by holding right and going to Init Kit, holding it down, and OK, and now you are ready to go. So I have my tracks here, but I can't hear anything. To monitor the audio input, you just press play until it says input. See, if I press it again, it will say off. So we want on input, and then we can hear our circuit tracks. Sampling is very easy, and you have 16 slices to sample into. So we're going to sample this kick drum into slice 1. And to do that, you just hold right, and then you hold whatever slice you want, and you record. Now we have our slice. Now you'll notice that there's some blank space before the kick drum, so if I hold it down, you can hear it, but if I just press it, you can't. So we need to tweak this slice a little bit. And to do that, it's very simple. You just hold down the slice, and boom, you're now into the slice editing menu. The start coarse, start fine, and you just turn it, and it will automatically go to where the kick drum is. Let's get a couple of other sounds. All right, so let's get this one. So now we have our 4 slices. Let's make sure they are here we go. So now we have our kit set up. So how do we use that into a song? This part is a little bit more involved, but once you've done it a few times, it's fairly straightforward. Now we need to pick a track where we're going to load this kit. Let's go to the lead track. So I'm going to hold down this and press that, and we are now into the lead track. So we need to prep this track for samples. And the way we do that is by going to the global page, and on parameter 7, right now it says lead, we're going to scroll all the way to sample this one, and we're going to initialize the track so it's a sample track. The way to do that is to go all the way to the patch page, hold right, and initialize the patch. And you see it said initialized sample. So this is now a sample track. And the way we load the kit into this track is by going to the oscillator 1 track, holding the wave and selecting the user samples. So US means user sample, and these are the different kits. There's 16 of them. You can load FS1, which is the default kit, and it has 3 samples. What sounds like a mosquito, a crash cymbal, and piano action. But we want to load our own kits, so let's go back to the oscillator 1 page and go with user sample 1. Now we have our kit. It does sound like it's pitched though. Let's go fix that somewhere. Where would that be? All right, I couldn't figure out where that was, so I just transposed the whole kit down by 1 octave. And here we go. And now we can just sample just like we would. So you pick your note. There you go. And let's put this over here. And that is how you load some samples and use them into a kit. So the next thing is, what if you want to use one of these slices melodically? Well, let's do that. Let's say we want this one. So if you wanted to use this melodically, ideally you would have sampled an A. I have no idea what this is. It's certainly not a G. But we didn't do that, so we'll just show how to switch it to a pitch sample. Under the oscillator 1 menu, you will see that parameter 15 says slices 1 through 16. That means that it is loading all of the slices in your kit. However, let's say we just want this one. So you hold this and you go to slice 3. And now it is sliced. So we can do something like this. And that is an overview of the sampler on the Woovebox. Hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like. And if you want more content like this in the future, please subscribe. Ciao, ciao.